You know, it's on the radar for early 2026.
Oh, excellent. If you
Yeah,
come, just ping me. We can meet.
that'd be great.
And we rent an apartment with my business partner, and we are gonna set up our podcast studio there. So
Nice.
it's gonna be funny. And if you are here, I will invite you to our studio. So I
Excellent.
think yes, I think that is already okay. Let me fix a couple of things. Let me check if the let me
Let me
check if
just
we are if
change my little way here.
no, yes,
And
I see that we are
yeah,
live, and let me
cool.
check the last thing if we are with sound. Yes, yes, excellent. Everything is okay. We are live.
All
Hello,
right.
this is the Bitcoin Libertarian. Our guest today is Jimmy Kostro. Jimmy is the dynamic co-founder and director of Bitcoin Chiang Mai, Asia's fastest growing Bitcoin hub. As a seasoned entrepreneur, investor, and relentless advocate for freedom, Jimmy has renovated a 50-year-old building in the innovative Bitcoin Learning Center, a vibrant space dedicated to Bitcoin education, research, and community building. From hosting epic holiday parties and a half marathon to onboarding hundreds of students to Lightning Network wallets and collaborating with local universities and government officials, Jimmy's work is igniting Bitcoin adoption across my beloved country of Thailand, one Satoshi at a time. He is also the force behind the Bitcoin Chiang Mai podcast, which has racked up over 250,000 views in just 6 months, reaching thousands daily with life-changing insights. Today, we will talk about his project, the situation of Bitcoin in Thailand, and how to use Bitcoin to change the reality of unbanked communities. Jimmy, welcome.
Thank you for having me. That was such a nice introduction.
Nate, thank you very much. As I said to everyone, it's like my signature. The signature of my podcast is the introduction, and many people. I try to put some effort on the introduction, and many people say it. So it's a good way to receive feedback. So I met you in Hong Kong. It's been a while since I want to interview you in the podcast because you are living in Thailand. I lived in Thailand for 4 years, and it's like my second home. Besides Argentina, it's a country that I love a lot, and I think that there is many things to do there. But the first question is, how were you orange peeled?
Say again?
How were you orange peeled?
Oh boy. Wow. I guess so. In 2017, I got involved during the block size wars, and I wasn't really certain what the objective was. So unfortunately, I set down a wrong path, thinking that the objective was to uh, find the next Bitcoin. And I learned quickly over those first 2 years that that was clearly not the objective. But I actually got orange pilled by getting involved in the shitcoin casino and going the alt path. Picked like the top 10 alts when I first got involved in 17. Not sure what I was doing. I spread like $20,000 around the top 10. And then late 2017, a lot of them like did really well. So I thought I was a genius. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I make all this money. And then write it up, write it down. And then I started to learn about what I was getting involved in. So
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the introduction to it. But because I had initial success, it did set me down the wrong path for a little while.
Yeah, usually happen. I always, most of the people enter into Bitcoin in the shitcoin casino. I'm a maximalist. Every day I wake up, I post anything not Bitcoin is a scam, but I have my shitcoin past as many Bitcoiners. And also what I say is like in the bull market, people discover Bitcoin, but in the bear market, people understand Bitcoin. Do you
Yes,
agree on that?
I completely agree.
And how have you started your project in Thailand, the Bitcoin in Chiang Mai? Have you been living for a long time there?
Well, yeah. So I've been here in Thailand. Actually, I'm in Singapore today, unrelated to the token event. But I started. I got into Thailand just under 4 years ago. So we started as the Kostro Foundation, helping disadvantaged communities in the mountains and providing education and English teachers to orphanages and children's homes in the region. And then we recognized that, being Bitcoiners, we could actually begin to teach basic savings. And that's how we said, okay, we really need here in Northern Thailand a Bitcoin focused education center. There's so many reasons. Well, mainly because there's a Bitcoin meetup, but it's like social and you just hang out and you're drinking and then it brings in like the crypto bros and some Bitcoin. But we recognize that to get everyone on the right path, we have to provide basic savings, modern finance, structured information, structured education. So that's how we actually ended up getting into Chiang Mai, because it's such a popular travel destination and expat destination. We have a huge international community, over 120 or 125 international Bitcoiners in the community. And our Thai side, we have about equal amount, 115 to 120. So together, we have over 250 Bitcoiners in our city. So we didn't really realize that when we until we built the building. We didn't recognize, because we didn't realize a lot of people either don't drink, they don't want to be part of the degen, speculative, what's your coin of the day thing. And so this is how we got involved in it. And now, as you mentioned on such a elegant introduction, we have reached over 250,000 people with our Thai Bitcoin focused education. On Saturday, we're in the number one prestigious university teaching Bitcoin in Thai at the master's level. So there's their investment master's program students. And this is our seventh time in the university. We're in 3 major universities. The education podcast is killing it. We're working with the city. We just had our 17th meeting with the local government. And as you mentioned, we have our Bitcoin Marathon, which is coming up in 30 days. And we just crossed 2,560 registered runners for this event. So it's a lot going on.
Let me ask, because you're nailed with the marathon. I'm training to a half marathon here in Hong Kong, and probably I would love to go there for next year, not this year.
Okay.
Because you spoke about that in the Nostr meetup here in Hong Kong. How did you started the marathon, and how it helped to grow awareness about Bitcoin?
Oh, wow. Well, I think the number one thing was that we recognized a year ago that the government was going to have their crypto sandbox initiative for Thailand. And we were unsure what that would be. So we wanted to use that momentum to get the story right and the tailwinds of what they were going to do here in November of this year. So that was like a main driver in the marathon. And we actually wanted to have something outside of the conferences. Bitcoin's typically in the boardrooms and the conferences. We wanted to create an event, a spectacular event, a physical one that brings the values and principles together of Bitcoin and the unity of all that, bring everybody together, and also bring awareness and exposure to thousands of people in the city. And in addition, that brings awareness to their friends and their family. And now we're bringing economic opportunity and extra economic value to the city, which is over in US dollars, probably 250,000 US dollars just by our small event. So it's really a larger project, and we're really happy how it's coming along.
And it's going to be the first one this year, or you already did one?
No, this is our first one. So we've learned quite a bit. But next year, I think we're already committed to do another one next year.
If you organize one next year, I'm sure I'm going to be there, because
nice.
I'm preparing a T-shirt for the 21K that is going to be very, very funny. So and how do you think that this kind of event, because for me, my main struggle is how to orange pill people. And how do you think these events that are not Bitcoin related are helpful for orange pilling new people?
I think it's like for both of us, there's these touch points in your journey of finding and discovering Bitcoin. And this is just going to be that for other people. What is Bitcoin? Why are so many people here? Why are so many people excited about it? I don't think it's something we could just plug in and say, hey, this is Bitcoin. This is what it is. You got to learn it. We recognize that it's a journey and everyone comes from a different background, a different experience, and has had different touch points in their life. So we believe that this will be another touch point and tons of material to say where they could go from this marathon as maybe call to action, where they could learn more in town, find out there's an education center, find out it's free, learn that we're have a reputable community with the local government and the university and academia. So I don't, it's nothing for just like sit down now and learn self-custody, but it's exposure and awareness. And we want to be that significant touch point for them. Yeah.
Excellent. And,
yeah.
Are you moving?
Yeah, I'm moving right now.
Okay,
moving to a little better location.
Good. It's amazing. It's like we are we are in live with there. Again, we clarify that he's not there because of the shitcoin conference token 2049. It's like
correct. We got a personal invitation from
yes,
Paulo from Tether, which they just purchased another 8,888 Bitcoin just yesterday. Yes. So being their Bitcoin company, they're our title sponsor of the marathon. They invited us down. There's the night Formula One race happening. And yeah, we were checking out some hot spots, like scenic tourism spots. And we see a lot of the crypto bros with their token 2049. So, while we recognize that maybe they're still on their journey and they haven't fully found Bitcoin yet.
Yeah. Probably they didn't find Bitcoin yet. Again, as I said, I was living in Thailand in 2017 when was this craziness of the ICOs and this first crypto when Bitcoin pumped. And at that time, for me, it was the same, Bitcoin, shitcoins, trading and all this stuff. Then I learned it and the hard way and I become a maxi and that's why I'm here. And let's keep talking about the marathon because I'm super interested on that. Are you gonna... Of course, if you can talk, if there are no surprises, are you going to do some thematic Bitcoin things during the marathon so people can you can call the attention? The most important thing is call the attention for non-Bitcoiners. Have you thought in any special things or probably connections with Halfini, with the 21 and something like that?
Yeah. Well, one thing we did is the marathon shirts are so awesome. I mean, like, it's like this digital orange Bitcoin with a big B on it. And the marathon's called Run for Freedom. And, this encompasses so much. And we have the medals, which is another special thing. I kind of wish I could show you, I'm traveling. And on the back of the medal, it actually has the block time of the projected day and time of the race. So we have these cool little Easter eggs. We have these very loud orange shirts. So it's going to be like a big trailblazing run of 3,000 people running through the historic old district in just this bright orange. And we another special thing is we've elected many photographers and videographers. So I want to make this very known as best as I can, and I want to capture all of that. So we're going to be blasting out as much media as possible to get exposure to. So hashtag Run for Freedom, all these unique things, and everything's Bitcoin everywhere. We even have like a Bitcoin help desk. What we did was so fascinating. Last week, we onboarded 25 merchants, food vendors, so that they can accept Bitcoin at this specific Bitcoin marathon. So that was super cool. So yeah, we have many of these unique things, special things for the marathon that are about Bitcoin, and we have a Bitcoin help desk. Like, what is that? But people don't know, and it just says like, maybe they want to learn how to get on Lightning quick. We've got over 300 Bitcoiners there. Everybody wants to volunteer. The energy is going to be super awesome. People are flying in. We have over 40 countries 40 nationalities that are participating in the event. So yeah, there's an amazing like magnetic energy coming from this thing.
Amazing, amazing. And yes, I agree, because putting all these connections, you trigger the attention of people, and probably someone who goes there for running, just for running, they start uh, discovering about Bitcoin, they learn
Yeah.
about Bitcoin, because, for most of the people that is not into the Bitcoin space or even the crypto space,
Yeah.
for them, people think that Bitcoin is something shady. Bitcoin is something like strange, that is something difficult.
Just
So
scammy.
we need to go there and
Yeah.
show them that, first of
Yeah.
all, we are Bitcoiners and we are not scammers or people from Wall Street, and that Bitcoin is the way to fight against inflation. And talking about that, you told me that you started with this project of helping people in the mountains.
Yeah.
What are the big problems that these people have, and how Bitcoin can solve it?
So, as you know, you lived in Thailand for quite some time. In the northern regions or the border regions, there's the hill tribes, and many of them are unbanked.
Yes.
Many of them experience predatory lending. So, what we did is we established a research team led by my partner, director, and co-founder Phi for Bitcoin formal education. So we have a professor out of China that's friends with my director, and he's published 42 publications. So he's got a doctorate in these different journals. And we've conducted research all over the mountains, over 1,000 different applications or introductions to different people. And this was one thing that we really started to basically get a good idea of what that challenge is. And then we're at the stage of compiling all that data and then open source, giving it out to the rest of the world. Say, hey, listen, we're not super formal academic researchers, but we noticed a problem. We got as much information as possible, and now we're putting it properly together to put on a silver platter, open source for the rest of the world. So this is one thing that we recognize. But also, which is really fascinating and cool for the Bitcoin Libertarian podcast to hear. So we took some of the strongest Nostr users up into the mountains with us. We put out a big signal saying, we need the best. We went up to a hill tribe that we've been supporting for over 3 years. There was hundreds of these children. And we introduced that they have phones from maybe like a living uncle, a living aunt, maybe a mom, maybe a dad, but they can't afford to raise the child. So they all go to this children's home. So what we did was, since they have TikTok and they know how to use Facebook and that, but they don't have anything else. They have just enough power to power that, just enough Wi-Fi. We taught them how to use Nostr. So their first interaction with money was not the Hong Kong dollar, was not the US dollar, was not the Thai baht, but in fact, it was Bitcoin Lightning.
Amazing.
I mean, this was super inspiring. So, and we said, listen, if you hashtag Hill Tribe, hashtag where you're from, this would be the way to try to move it forward. And we also had purchased like a Samsung, different generation Samsung brand new phone for 4,000 baht, or for your listeners, like $120 or euro. So, and said whoever gets the most points or sats would win the phone. So we try to encourage them like that. But imagine, you fast forward 10 years and they'll look back and be like, that touch point was their first interaction with money, being Bitcoin.
It's amazing, because I think that probably not now, right? But in the future, most of the kids, the first interaction with money will be with Bitcoin.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
For example, the day I become a father, for sure, my kids, the first interaction with money will be with Bitcoin and Lightning Network.
Makes sense.
For sure.
That makes sense.
They will learn it. So, so did you teach them to use Nostr first?
We did. So,
and how was the feedback?
It was all over the place. So there was hundreds of them, and we had pockets of 25, and we had 6 teachers. So imagine 150 kids, 6 teachers. We had a basic general framework. Hey, here's a soft introduction. here's the landing, here's the objective, like basic stuff. But each teacher had a group, and we would try to break them into, you have old iPhones, you've got old Androids, because different phones work different for different Nostr clients, like Amethyst or Yakihone or Primal or Damus. They're different for different cases. So we broke them into their little groups, and it was fun. It was just a fun thing. It didn't really take traction. We need more people to, it needs to be like something that you're consistent with, but it was an introduction.
Nice, interesting, because I say that it's difficult to orange pill a person, but even more difficult is to purple pill a person, to make a person use Nostr, because first of all, it's difficult to use, even for me. You need to understand the relays. Second, that doesn't have a lot of users. Like your friends are not there. Like, for example, the only social media I use besides Twitter, I use Instagram. But I only use Instagram because my friends are there, my family are there. So I post the pictures so they know that I'm alive here in Hong Kong. So, but in Nostr, none of my friends are there. I love using Nostr because of the sats. And how do you think that Nostr has this? Because the first episode ever of our podcast was with Derek Ross.
Nice.
One of the biggest evangelists of Nostr here, and he said that the purple pill makes the easy to swallow the orange pill. Do you think that would be easier to the new generations teach first Nostr, and with this then use teach Bitcoin?
I do. And I'm a lot like you though. I'm not a power user.
I have the pin of Yakihone here from the meetup.
Nice.
And the other pin here.
I'm good friends with Sean. I really like the guys over at Yakihone. They do a good job.
Nostr.
Oh, I love it. You're right. I think that's the way. I think that's a really, really good way. I just think if you look at Nostr a year ago to today, it's dramatically improved. The user experience, the interface, all of it. So I think just like a little more time, more iterations there, and then probably a really great path. Yes.
Excellent. And talking about the activities of the Bitcoin Chiang Mai hub, you renovated a 50-year-old house, and how do you organize meetups? Do you I don't know, teach classes? How is a normal week of work in your center?
I love this question. So there's 6 of us that work here full time. We have Phi, who's our co-founder and director. She's also a part-time professor. So that's really like our Trojan horse into academia. She's been a professor for 10 years. So she doesn't need to be working there, but she does 1 or 2 days a week just to have foot in the door. So we have Pfi's our lead. We have an international manager who's the bridge between international and us. We have a domestic manager who's Thai. We have a full-time production media producer because we have a booming podcast, tons of media. And then we have an event organizer and planner, and then myself. So there's 6 of us. So a normal day is like, and since we're the largest Bitcoin community in Asia at this point, we're the largest physical Bitcoin community in Asia. We have a person always there because that's the expectation. Every day. So you ask what a typical day looks like. We don't know who's going to walk through the door. It's just like part of the job is to sit down and listen to people. And they've been misunderstood for the better part of a decade. So if we sit down and listen to their story and hear them out, they feel comfortable. They feel, listened to. They feel welcome at home. So that's part of it. But when you walk in, it's like you said, it's a 3-story building. So we completely renovated. Like we didn't just rent the place. We just demolished the entire inside, and then with our own hands built it, just brick by brick. And I think that proof of work in the beginning, the first year, we would do bit devs each quarter. We'd have meetups each month. I think people just seeing like that we're so committed to this that they wanted to help. And then now, each week is, we have this podcast, which is weekly, which is great. We have constant events going on. Our meetups, we break them into different parts. So an international meetup They can no longer be meetups. That's how big they are. They're called events in progress because we're moving so fast. We're doing updates and we have so many people, we break them down into 2 different days. So like Friday or Saturday would be International Day for 100, 125 international people. And then Saturday or Sunday would be Thai Day, the same thing. And then some quarters, we even have Burmese Day on Thursday. So we really optimize the building. And so like, you can imagine a weekend's busy. You have your content's got to go out. You got to get everybody there. The 3rd floor fits 75 people. And then you also want to do your workshops. So there's tons of workshops that we do. What is money? Basics of Bitcoin. We have obviously custody, sovereignty, different running nodes, basic mining. It really all depends. It depends who the audience is. And then each month we're in the university too. But what's amazing is we brought the communities together. And so now our building has become this beacon for all of Thailand. And then the Thai Bitcoin communities, and there's like 7 of them, they all unite. And now we're so much stronger. So now we all go places together. So it's really, really, really cool when everyone comes together and they're singing songs and they're hugging and maybe having beers. And like you see 20 Bitcoiners, you're like, wait a minute, they're all 20 Bitcoin community leaders. Like it's not just Bitcoiners. So that's kind of what it looks like in our place. And we're constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly orange filling, constantly hard on the education. And so that's our focus. And that's kind of where we are.
And the education, like the workshops that you provide in the hub, are like structured that you said.
Everything's structured.
This, or you just when there is a meetup.
No. They're structured in advance. In advance, this way everyone's prepared because there's too many people to just wing it. It used to be like for meetups, but now the meetups are like structured workshops.
Nice, and the meetups are just go in, hang out with Bitcoiners. There are no speakers or nothing, right?
No. It's all pretty formal. There's a speaker or 2. They're prepared. Oh. It's nice. The way. Like it's not like the meetups used to be, where it's just like hang out and talk. I mean, you want to get there early, but like we try to keep we have to be respectful of everyone's time. And there's a lot of people, so we have to like keep it really structured. We want to know who's coming. We have to do like these forms to see like, because we cater them too. We want to make sure we have enough food and beer. We want to make it as comfortable as possible for people.
I assume that you might have Leo beer for sure.
We have Leo beer. They like Chiang beer, and we've got Singha. Singha is the main beer.
My favorite, the day I visit, I want to drink Leo beer because it's my favorite beer in Thailand, the Leo beer.
Well, let's do it when you get here together.
So, and when you started to approach the people, because again, as you said, you started going to approach these people that live in the mountain or live away from the city, that they are not, probably they don't even speak English. How do they react when you start talking about Bitcoin to them?
Oh, it's foreign. It's foreign, but we don't lead with Bitcoin with that. Depending on the communities, we don't lead with that. We just do the right thing. You know, our new what do you call it? Like how do you say, like your company's message? Our new company message. What do you call that? A mission statement.
Yeah.
So we've evolved our mission statement, and the mission statement is: today I will help more people than I helped yesterday. Basically, it's a broad mission statement because it's intentionally that way. Because we believe by setting the right example, doing the right thing, people will ask us what we do, who we are. So that's our approach. You know, you go to these, we build kitchens, we build bathrooms, we build dormitories, water wells, and Wi-Fi in these villages. We've been doing it for years. We don't lead with Bitcoin. They see the Bitcoin shirts, they see like, you know, the gear. And so we're building a relationship. We're not coming at it like, you know, as we want to just plug everybody in. It's just not, not the proper way. So every culture, everyone's different. Everybody's You got to kind of meet them where they are, as Jeff Booth says, who was at our building last week. Jeff Booth was at our building last week.
Amazing. I'm trying to catch him to be in my podcast because he's one of the Bitcoiners that I admire the most, and he's super friendly. And I had a podcast with his partner Nico Lechuga, so I'm trying to onboard. I am trying to. And what did he say? What did he do in the building?
Oh, nothing. He was just there to hang out and hear how we built this. Hear the same story I told you. He was with the HRF guys. Gladstein came. Obi from Fetty was here. We had Miles from Block here. It was crazy, man. It was like Wednesday at 2:00. We had 80 people. But I want to cut this really close. I noticed that I'm on a phone and the phone's draining drastically. So I want to make sure for your podcast that if we have to do a continuation, maybe I want to make sure that your upload happens and this phone doesn't die, because I'm noticing. Yeah.
No problem. And how long battery you have?
It's down to 1%. Yeah.
Oh, it's going to.
So I have to tell you that right away. And I'm so sorry, and I should have had it fully charged. But in Singapore, we took so many videos, so many photos. Problem. We didn't plan on this.
No problem. So if your phone is about to die, let's finish now, and we can record. We can set up another one when you are in Thailand, and you show us your house.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
So I will do the last question. If you had the chance of sit down with Satoshi and have a conversation, what would you ask or say to him, her, or them?
Do you think it was a discovery or an invention? I think I would want to ask that question. I think I would want to know if he or she or they believe that they discovered it or that they invented it. That would help me get a better framework of where they came from and let me do my own hypothesis from there.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. Anything else you want to add and how people can contact you?
No, I'd love to continue the conversation. I just think that the best way to contact is follow us along. Type in Bitcoin Thailand. We've got so much more to share. And I think it's great if we do the next sequel or the rest of the podcast at the building anytime. I'd love to show you guys around, show your audience. I'm so grateful that we got to catch up, and I'm so looking forward to seeing Bitcoin Libertarian podcast grow. And I want to support you guys as much as possible.
Of course, and from our side, the same for you. I will be sending a message on X, and we are gonna plan for the second part of the podcast. But anyway, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
And thank you very much to everyone who is on the other side. If you like the episode, thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and remember, share this episode with the people you love, share this episode with the people you hate, because we must reach 8 billion people and onboard them to Bitcoin. Stay humble, stack sats, and remember,